Hi, this is Mikhyla, Group D Z-39 GMAT leader. As we embark our final journey for this course, our group would like to share their final realization, thoughts, and overall reflection about the subject, about what they've learned and what they've experienced throughout the course. So sit back and relax and listen to what we have to say. Throughout the term, I learned different mathematical concepts in various fields. For mathematics and finance, I could use my learnings in business and economics. For mathematics and decision science, I could use what I've learned in terms of education and liberal arts, which is my course as of the moment, political science, which is centered in decision making and voting. For mathematics and digital communication, I could use it in terms of computer science as it's centered on codes, encrypting, and decrypting. For mathematics and efficiency, I could use it if I continue my engineering course because of linear programming and graphing. Overall, I could apply these concepts in my daily life. Particularly, in the module of mathematics and communication technologies, one particular lesson stood out to me the most was the codes and how to decode them. It struck me because there are various of ways to create a code, yet numerous ways to decode them too. Additionally, this was also used a lot in wars back then in order to send message to their troop and to keep their information safe. It was also fun learning how to create code messages and have your friends try to decipher them. It was very interesting and cool overall. Personally, while learning about the different concepts discussed in this course, I viewed some as easy and some difficult. For instance, I found mathematics and decision science and mathematics as a language simple, but on the other hand, I found mathematics and finance and mathematics and communication technologies complicated. But what motivated me to understand these concepts was how efficient it could be in our daily lives, despite how challenging or uncomplicated these lessons might be. Similar to my previous answers in the number 2 question, the codes in mathematics for communication technologies took my interest the most because it made me invest in codes and learn how they were created and used back then. In the modern age, codes are now rarely used unless you're a computer programmer or computer science student. Despite not being any of the latter, the module struck my curiosity and made me research codes even though I was having trouble catching up with the lessons and understanding the module. Lastly, if I could name 3 words that would describe my learning experience in the module, it would be simple but challenging. This is because you could easily grasp the concept they're trying to imply, but you also have a hard time executing it right. That sums up my experience throughout the module. I had fun learning it and how systematic it is, but you'll also be having a hard time catching up with the system. Nevertheless, it was a fulfilling experience, and I can't wait to use my knowledge in the future.
Mathematics is more than just numbers and equations. It is a powerful tool in business management. Throughout this course, I have realized its importance, especially in finance and decision making. Concepts such as the time value of money, interest rates, and risk assessment are crucial in financial planning and investments. Understanding optimization and statistical analysis helps in making data-driven decisions that improve efficiency and maximize resources. The concept that struck me the most was math and finance, particularly how money grows over time. Learning about compound interest and annuities has deepened my understanding of investments and financial forecasting. These principles are not only relevant in business, but also in personal money management, guiding better financial decisions. Some topics like math as a language were easy to grasp, while others like math and decision sciences were more challenging due to the complex statistical models. However, these challenges improved my analytical and problem-solving skills. One topic that piqued my curiosity is mathematical optimization, the idea of allocating resources efficiently to minimize costs and maximize profits. This concept is essential in logistics, business operations, and strategic planning. My experience in this course can be summed up in 3 words: insightful, challenging, and practical. It improved valuable knowledge, pushed me to think critically, and showed me how math applies to real-world business situations. This course has reinforced the role of mathematics in my field, and I am eager to explore more about data-driven decision making and optimization to enhance my skills in business management.
As an engineering student, the subject that stood out to me the most in the modules was propositional calculus, since the truth tables, especially the truth tables, gave me a clearer way to break down decisions in situations that I might encounter in my field into simple yes or no choices. What surprised me the most was seeing all these possible outcomes, even the unexpected ones I hadn't considered. While the basic and/or rules were easy, tracking multiple options got tricky at first. I did struggle when working with multiple variations at once, with keeping track of all of these combinations to practice, but it became easier over time. The process taught me to be more thorough into my thinking and to consider every single possibility. One way I can see it being used in my field is in digital electronics. Truth tables can help me in designing gates and circuits, especially when evaluating if-then scenarios in automated systems. Beyond hardware, truth tables may improve decision-making engineering projects. They can help evaluate risks, optimize maintenance schedules, and validate safety protocols. Now I'm exploring how to combine them with probability for more complex reliability engineering applications. Someday in the future. Now I'm curious how to handle situations that aren't just true or false, but somewhere in between. This module showed me how powerful logical tools can be for the real-world problem solving. Truth tables turned out to be more practical and eye-opening as I expected. That'll be all that I have to say for today. However, if I were to describe this course, Mathematics in the Modern World, in the 3 words, it would be universal, transformative, and innovative. Good day.
Throughout this course, we've explored mathematical concepts that extend beyond just numbers and equations. They connect to real-world applications. Mathematics in finance, for example, can help in understanding investments and budgeting, which are essential in business and economics. Mathematics in decision sciences relates to logical thinking and voting systems, which are relevant in fields like liberal arts and social sciences. Meanwhile, mathematics in communication technology introduced me to encryption, which is crucial in cybersecurity and digital communication. Lastly, mathematics in efficiency is particularly useful for engineering and problem solving through linear programming and optimization techniques. Overall, these concepts are practical and applicable in both academic and everyday life. One of the most fascinating topics for me was mathematics and communication technologies, especially cryptography and decoding messages. And learning how to create and break codes was both challenging and exciting. And the fact that even those simplest ciphers could hide valuable information made me appreciate how math is deeply integrated into security and technology. Reflecting on the course, I found some topics more intuitive than others. Decision science and mathematics as a language were relatively straightforward, while finance and communication technologies were more complex. But despite the difficulty, I was motivated to understand them because of their practical significance, and knowing how these concepts impact daily life made the challenge worthwhile. One concept that sparked my curiosity was cryptography. Even though I initially struggled with it, I became more interested in learning how codes are created and used today, especially in digital security. While it is a field mostly explored by computer scientists, it's fascinating to see how encryption shapes modern technology. And if I had to describe my experience in 3 words, they would be engaging, challenging, and practical. This course challenged my thinking, made me appreciate the role of math in various fields, and showed me how these concepts could be applied in real-life scenarios. Despite the difficulties, it was a rewarding experience, and I look forward to using these learnings in the future.
Throughout this course, I've realized how mathematics serves as a universal language, shaping various aspects of our daily lives. In the Math as a Language module, propositional calculus and mathematical reasoning taught me how to structure logical arguments, a skill that is invaluable especially in liberal arts. And of course in critical thinking, which is primary in that course or in that program. And Understanding the precise use of logic helps in constructing sound arguments and avoiding fallacies. Another concept that really stood out to me was coding theory. It fascinated me how mathematical principles ensure the accuracy of information transmission, something we often take for granted when we send messages or stream content online. Which is also, of course, helpful seeing that I am from the Communication Arts program. Overall, I found the course both challenging and rewarding. Some topics like math and finance were relatively easy to grasp because of their practical applications, while decision sciences required more effort due to analytical complexity. And another area that piqued my curiosity was math and finance, particularly how risk assessment works in investments. I never realized how mathematical models can predict market trends, and now I want to explore this further on my own. And finally, if I were to sum up my experience in this course in 3 words, they would be insightful, challenging, and eye-opening. That's it.
I guess that would be all. Thank you for joining our group on our embarking journey towards math in the modern world. We hope our reflections, realization, and insight was understandable to you all. We did learn a lot, and we hope to use our knowledge in our future endeavors. And that would be all, and we hope to see you around soon, and goodbye, guys. This is your student leader. This is your leader signing off.